Vote early, vote often, and eat heavy. That's the way we say it here with the heavy hitters. Cosmo Macero of O'Neill & Associates, a UMass grad who's very happy that Jack Wilson got a 15% raise this year.
You know what? He's doing a good job leading the university. I'm a happy alumni.
I believe that as much as
I'm a happy alumni.
Peter Cadgis of the Boston Phoenix, a man who likes Barney Frank's Uggs.
Oh, I wondered who those were.
There you go. We'll talk about that in a second. First, gentlemen, get to the polls. It is finally here, Election Day, Coakley-Brown. Can you believe we are here, Cosmo, talking about this election and realizing this is one of the pivotal elections in your lifetime?
Even 2 weeks ago, it would be remarkable to think, and indeed it is remarkable. But it's reality now. Scott Brown has given people a reason to vote for him. The messages aren't that hard. This health care bill stinks. I'll kill it. This Senate seat belongs to the people. I won't treat it like my personal property. And you're angry, so am I. Simple as that. Martha Coakley hasn't been able to give people a credible reason to vote for her.
One thing I never understood, Peter, was we've been hearing poll after poll after poll saying the Massachusetts voter does not want health care. So Coakley brings in the guy who brought us health care at the last minute and says he's going to rally our troops. Now, what sense did that make?
That did not make a lot of sense. I mean, for a couple of reasons. One, Massachusetts already has a comprehensive health care plan. Two, more Massachusetts residents are covered by plans. There's a lot of elderly voters here who are in there. Playing the health care card in Massachusetts did not make a lot of sense.
Let me ask you this, Cosmo.
But then again, not a lot in this campaign has.
Or has it? I mean, that's the question. 2 months ago, she's up 30 points. According to some polls now, she's down 17. What exactly happened to the Coakley campaign?
I think the wheels started falling off at a couple of different points. Certainly in Washington, when she went down for that big fundraiser, and just showed a total disconnect when there was an incident with one of her campaign staffers and a reporter, and she just sort of watched it and then claimed it didn't happen. I think she's shown...
Or didn't know what happened.
Or didn't know what happened. I think she's shown several times that she's just not really engaged. And the biggest mistake came right at the beginning. She forgot to run for U.S. Senate. That's her job, to run a campaign, and she hasn't really done it.
What happened to the Coakley campaign, Peter?
Well, but before we get into that specific, Massachusetts is a misunderstood state, even within its own borders. Let's not forget that Ronald Reagan carried the state, not once, but twice. You know, that's a very, very powerful memory for people to hold on to. Another thing to keep in mind is Massachusetts is a state where the political independents outnumber members of either political party. And if history is any judge, when independents get angry in Massachusetts, they vote Republican. So, listen.
She's an attorney general, too. Which...
You're right. No attorney general in recent memory has gone on to any higher office. It seems like
that being said, Cosmo, 2 months ago, on a scale of 1 to 100, the likelihood that Coakley could lose this race, you'd probably say 1, 2, or maybe 3%.
There's a lot to be said for the excitement and the energy that's come with this Brown campaign. His people are all about motivation. And Coakley voters, they're voting out of a sense of obligation, and it's a big difference. I think they feel it's their duty because that's the candidate, and they're not excited about the candidate.
She has had a message problem all along, Peter, and her message is, what? I'm not even sure. I will do what they want.
Well, that's a good point. Here's the problem with Coakley's message. Coakley, by being anointed by us in the press, and look, 2 weeks ago I said Scott Brown didn't have a chance. I was dead wrong.
I said it as well. You were more wrong than me.
Of course I was.
I did not say that.
You said the Jets were going to beat the Chargers. Congratulations to Macero.
Because we in the media anointed Coakley the front runner, and because she ran like a front runner, she in effect became the incumbent.
Oh, yeah.
This is an age where many, many people are angry at government, and the incumbent takes it on the chin. And I think that's really what this is all about.
It's a really good point. My good Adrian Walker had a great column the other day in the Globe in which he said, voters hate inevitability. And she took on the air of inevitability, and that's a big no-no, especially when you got a campaign surging like this.
What's the signature moment in this very brief election? What's the thing that you're going to remember most from Coakley Brown?
Oh, the thing to remember most? I guess I would have to say that tussle in Washington, D.C. Again, it's one of those classic national type moments that really mean nothing, but it's at that moment, I followed a lot of this race on the internet. It's from that moment that the national internet really engaged on Brown and against
Coakley. Let's be
Coakley.
clear, the votes aren't counted yet. And there's a lot of politicking yet to be done today. I think this will be very close in my opinion. Nonetheless, I think Peter's right. That moment really charged up the nation to get involved in this. Brown has phone banks from around the country, volunteers from around the country coming in to help out to make this happen because of the way they've motivated people.
I'm not
over
even
this
joking on
healthcare
this.
issue.
The lesson from this election and the thing other candidates are going to take from this: get a truck.
Yeah.
A truck is the new gun for Republicans.
He's on a mission, and she quite literally is now on a rescue mission. And
Not a bad line, Cosmo. You just thought of that on the cuff,
Martha
too.
Coakley's best hope today, and while the polls show a dead heat, the momentum is clearly with Scott Brown. But Martha Coakley's best hope is if not so much Democrats, but independents wake up and realize that Scott Brown is a Sarah Palin in jockey shots.
Can we just
by the way, he says polls are to dead heat. Paleologus, Suffolk says, could be 17 points for Brown, and the way he comes to that is Peabody, Fitchburg, and Gardner most represent the state. They're always within 1% of what the state does, and they have Brown by 17. What do you say to that?
I think the Democrat operation today across the Commonwealth is going to be working overtime to get people out. So I think it's still going to be very close. I think
use your Fitchburg line.
Well, as Fitchburg goes, often does the Commonwealth. I'm just not so sure in this case.
You were so hesitant on that. I thought it was a good line.
Hey, listen,
Cosmo.
if those towns pan out the way projected, that shows that the Ed King Democrat is still alive and well.
Very quickly, we're very short on time. If Brown pulls the upset, regardless of the percentage, in your lifetime, Cosmo, where does this rank in terms of an upset? Or give me one that this is.
It's like Miracle on Ice. This is it. And Eric Farnstrom is Herb Brooks. I mean, this would be an unbelievable, astonishing political.
A guy that wanted to get on the Brookline Housing Authority to get his state pension
the guy
is now the hottest commodity.
He's got Mitt Romney as the leading Republican candidate for president, and he may pull this off. I think it's going to be very close, but I do think that. I think it's going to be Brown.
Quick upset analogy.
I would say it's when John Kerry beat Jim Shannon for the Senate race.
Lumpy, as they called him.
Lumpy, as they called him. Yeah.
Peter Cadges.
Can we say 49, 47, and 4?
49, 47. If it's that close, I shudder to think what shenanigans.
49 Brown, 47.
You want to give me the statistics? No. Peter Cadges of the Phoenix, Cosmo Macero of Vanilla Associates, who also picks the Jets to beat the Colts, by the way. I'm holding you that one, too.